Okay, welcome back students. So today we're going to, in this video, we're going to look at how we can make sense of the sign patterns in factoring. What I mean by that in a practical sense is how come, and I'm just going to do a few of these really quickly as a thing, because it's a thing that catches a lot of students. How come, well, this one is probably an easy one because there's two pluses here, but that can lead you into that can lull you into a false sense of security, as we're going to see in a minute. Two numbers that multiply to 11 are 11 and 1. Okay, now if I go to x squared with a minus, I'll be looking, let's say two numbers that are 2 apart, 7 and 9, 63. And let's say I have a plus 2x. So this is a perfectly good question that factorizes. So what's my sign pattern? It's mixed because the two end numbers, if I just say x plus a in general times x plus b, and we're doing a FOIL or we're doing a distribution. It doesn't matter, split brackets, distribution, the big X. We're always getting AB for the constant term in our trinomial, but it's negative. And how can two numbers multiply to a negative, a plus, and a minus? No question about it. How can two numbers multiply to a plus? Well, they could both be plus or they could both be negative, but in this case, they're both plus. In the case of x squared, I'll just use 3 and 7 is plus 12. 3 and 4, 3 times 4 is 12, 3 and 4 is 7. So if it was this, it's still the same question. What two numbers add to 12? Sorry, multiply to 12 and add to 7. The only thing here is it's a minus minus. Now the lovely thing about them both being the same is you don't get to juggle then where they go. You just pop them in a plus. When this is plus, you just pop in your numbers, okay, which form your factors. And then you negate them, make them negative to form your roots. But here it's definitely a plus minus, and the plus dominates because it was a bigger positive number than a negative number in order to get plus, because there's definitely subtraction going on. And that's it. That then will lead me into this, continue on to this video where we're doing expansions. Okay, mnemonic expansion, so we're always going to start with x. I'm going to keep going. We did 4 questions. We're going to go with x plus 2, x plus 11, and we'll expand it. We'll expand it here with a FOIL, okay, with a 2x here and an 11x here, okay, and we'll FOIL it first x squared, 13x from here, the inners and the outers. Don't forget this x, common mistake, and plus 22, okay. We'll do an x minus and an x minus, okay, and we'll check that what we get when we multiply it out, and it should absolutely, of course, tie up with what we're factoring, because we're doing the exact opposite to this when we're factoring. We're doing opposite to multiplying, okay. Your firsts, your seconds, and your thirds, okay. So why do we end up with minus minus? Well, we just saw why. Two numbers multiplied, etc. We'll do a dominant. Actually, we'll do a dominant positive, a big positive number, a small negative number, and we'll FOIL it out. 13x, take away 2x. X squared plus 11x minus 26. So what do we see? We see a plus minus will always give a minus, but we also see, and we could call this the dominant factor in simple language. This is the dominant factor, the sign is here. Finally, a dominant negative, doesn't matter what it is, 12, a dominant and a small positive, mixed again, okay, negative 12x plus 3x, x squared minus 9x minus 36. You're looking for two numbers that multiply to 36, that thingy, and that's it, done. Okay, as always, students, I will see you in the next one.